Hey, what is up everybody? Michael back here again, and we now have an official release of Y2JB, which is a YouTube jailbreak for the PlayStation 5. Now, in the official release here, what we can see is that there has been some updates to the README. So first off, this is a userland code execution using the PlayStation 5 YouTube app. And you'll see right here that it states the requirements here begin with at least version 4.03 firmware. So if you are on one of those lower firmwares, do not try this. At least be on 4.03. And that for jailbroken PlayStation 5, so those of us that may be using the UMTX2 WebKit over on a PlayStation 5 4.03, or those of us using the Lua or the BDJB, we would go ahead and get jailbroken, and then we need to make sure that we are either fake or legit activated, and that we do have the YouTube app version 1.03 PKG, and then finally we would need FTP access to the console. Now, for those of us that do not have an already jailbroken PlayStation 5, we can follow these instructions here, which says that we would just need a USB flash drive as well as the pre-made backup file. Now, don't worry, because in this tutorial, I will be going over both of these methods, so you just will need to follow along. Now, there is a few setup instructions in here of how to set your PS5 network DNS, as well as what to install, but I'm going to be walking you through all of this step by step. Now, it wraps up here with a credits and a disclaimer. So for you, if you want to go ahead and get started on this, come over here to the releases and then go ahead and download either the Y2JB backup 1.0 for those of you that want to restore, or download the Y2JB download 0 1.0 for those of you who are already jailbroken. Now, if you are already jailbroken, we will need to offline activate your PlayStation 5 account just in case it isn't already. So you can just come over here to John Tornblom's web server and go to releases, and then under the releases here, you're going to want the one that says offline account. So just go ahead and click on that and download it. And then if you scroll down into the 0.25.01, you will find that there is another PKG you'll want to go ahead and download. And that one is just called the IV9999 fake homebrew loader 01.pkg. So go ahead and download that one as well. Next up, you will need to get the official YouTube app. So what you could do is come over here to this URL and then click on this link to download the base package. And in Firefox, if you get this message right here, you can simply click on it and then select Allow Download. And then you'll also want to download the SC file. Now, I'm going to grab the US version right here, and we can merge these two together. Now, I noticed in the instructions here that it originally stated it would need the USA YouTube app version 1.03. So once you get both of these files downloaded, you can use this PKG Joiner, and we will go ahead and select the files here. And here we will go ahead and press start. And now you should have this merged PKG. Let's go ahead and connect up a USB drive now. So I've went ahead and connected a USB drive, and I just gave mine this name. We're going to go ahead and copy over the merged PKG first. This is the YouTube application. Next up, we're going to copy over the homebrew loader. So I'm going to go ahead and drop mine in here. And now I'm going to copy over the offline account.zip file. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this file right here, and I'm going to right click on it, and I'm just going to extract it to here. Once this finishes, we will have a folder called off account, and inside it is all of the files that we'll use in just a moment. Let's go ahead and come back inside of this, and let's delete that zip file. Next up, inside the Y2JB download 0, I'm going to go ahead and grab the download 0.dat and just drop that right there in the root of my folder. Now, if you are going to restore it, then you do not have to copy that file over. You would instead need to go ahead and go to the Y2JB backup 1.0 and then grab this PS5 and just drop it to the root of your folder here. Now, I'm going to leave both of these files on my USB drive because I'm going to show you both methods. Now, let's go ahead and let's download PS5 Explorer to do the management of the file system, because I do find that sometimes getting all of the FTP set up can be cumbersome. So let's just go ahead and come over to this URL and we're going to select download for PS5. And finally, we'll just go ahead and copy that file in this folder as well. Okay, so we are ready to take this over to our jailbroken console. Okay, so over on our console, we do need to go ahead and get jailbroken. And I am currently using a PlayStation 5 4.03. So I am just going to use the PS5 UMTX2 jailbreak. Now, if you don't know how to go ahead and get jailbroken, I have a couple of guides on my channel that will help you with that. So I'm just going to come right here and select jailbreak. And at this point, it looks good. And I'm just going to go ahead and load ETA-hen. Now, this is the official public release, so stability is working great here. And while we are in here, let's go ahead and make sure that we run the web server, because this is what we're going to need in order to run John Tornblom's homebrew launcher. Okay, so there it goes. 2.3b has been loaded. Now, I would suggest going ahead and going into your settings, going to network, and at this point, you are going to want to go ahead and make sure you are using DNS servers. So I'm just going to go over here to one of mine that I've already got set up, and we're going to go into advanced settings. And for DNS, we're going to switch ours to where it says manual, and then go ahead and punch in that IP address. Once you've got that, we're ready to go from here. And so now the very first thing that I want to do is I want to go ahead and install a couple of those PKGs. So we're going to come over here to settings, and we're going to scroll down to ETA-hen toolbox and then package installer. And from here, you can see we've got the homebrew loader here, as well as PS5 Explorer and then the YouTube app. I'm just going to come up here and I'm going to go to install all, and I will need to overwrite the versions that I currently have installed right now. Now that we can see that we have went ahead and we've got our PS5 Explorer loaded, as well as our homebrew launcher, and then if we come over here to media, you'll see we have YouTube. Now, one thing that we do need to check for is we do need to check to see if our user account is activated or not. So if we go ahead and click on our user and we select the option here to log out, it's pretty quick in order to figure out if we're activated or not. So now if you see this options menu here where it says log in, busy, or appear offline, then that means your account's already activated and you can move forward. If it doesn't look like that, and maybe it looks like something just like this right here, then we will get that fixed in just a second. So go ahead and just log in with whatever user you would like. And then we're going to come over here to the homebrew launcher and run it, and yours will look just like this. We're going to begin with the add more button here, and we're going to go to USB storage 1, and we are going to go inside of the offline account, and we are going to select the offline account.f file here. And from here, we're going to come right up here and we're going to press X on this. And there are some prerequisites and a quick start in here. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and press the triangle button and then circle. And right here, we can offline activate our account. Now, you may be wondering what numbers to put in here, and here is some information on that. Now, in my opinion, the best way to do this is with your actual PSN account ID. So I have a PSN username that is just mbcrump, and if I hit submit here, I can see that right here I have an account ID. I can go ahead and copy that account ID, and then I can use this tool right over here called Rapid Tables, and I can enter in that decimal number and then hit the convert button here, and right there is what I need to put into my PlayStation 5. Now, there is another way that you can do this through ETA Hen by going to the remote pin, but I feel like this is a better method because you're actually getting the proper number attached to your PlayStation Network account. Okay, so I've went ahead and I've typed all of mine in there, and so I'm going to go ahead and press done here. Now again, you can go ahead and verify whether or not your user is activated or not by returning to the login menu. And let's run PS5 Explorer. And we're going to go root access. And we're going to begin by going down to the mount folder here and then USB 0. And then going to the download.dat here and pressing the triangle button and then selecting copy here. Now press the circle button and the circle button again. And we're going to scroll down here and we're going to go inside of the user folder. And there will be another folder in here called download. And from here, we're going to go ahead and create a new folder by pressing triangle and then selecting X on new folder. And we're just going to give this the name PPSA 01650. And we will select done here. And now we'll go into that folder. We'll press triangle again, and we are going to select paste here. And yours should look just like that. Now we can go ahead and come back over to home and go to media, and we'll go over to the YouTube app and press X here. And you can see up there at the top, it does say 1.0 by Gezine. And there is our debug message there, and it is listening on this port, and it looks like it is finished. So we'll go ahead and press X here. Now at this point, it is awaiting for us to send something over to it. Now, if you want to go ahead and test one of the payloads that's currently available for it, we currently have a Hello World payload, and you could do that just by coming back up here and then clicking on Download Zip. Now, if you are looking for a full implementation that is already chained with a kernel exploit, then that is not here. So if you just go into the folder where you downloaded that and type in CMD. Okay, so from here, let's go into the payloads folder here, and we are going to type in Python. I already have Python installed on my machine. We're going to go to the payload sender.py, and now we need to type in the IP address of our PlayStation 5, and then finally supply the port number, which is 50,000. And if we go ahead and run this, and right there you go, you can see it says hello from remote.js. Now let's go ahead and let's take a look at restoring a backup. Okay, so at this point, I've went ahead and plugged in another PlayStation 5 of mine that's on 4.03 that is on the factory software here. So what we're going to do with this one is we're just going to restore a backup in order to get Y2JB set up. So let's go ahead and go over here to settings. And we're going to go to System, and we're going to scroll down here. We're going to go to Backup and Restore, and we're going to select the option here to restore your PlayStation 5. So right here, we can see there is the backup. We're going to press X on that. We are going to take the option here to restore, and we are going to take the option here that says yes. So let's go ahead and let this go ahead and restart and get our system restored to that backup. Okay, and so this is a tiny image, so it shouldn't take very long. Okay, and so we're going to go ahead and power up our controller here, and there is a user one, and right there you can see that this one is already activated. So we'll go ahead and adjust our display here, and we'll go over to media. And right there it is. We've got the YouTube app, so we can just press X on this. And really, without doing anything else, it should just automatically start. So we'll hit OK here. And right there in the background, you can see we have the remote JavaScript loader that, again, is waiting on that port of 50,000. But if you got this far, then at least you have a system ready to go just as soon as those payloads are ready. Well, I think that's going to do it for this one, everyone. Thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Michael, out!